Hey friends, today we are going to make a tassel. For your tassel, you'll need a scissors, a Sharpie, 2 colors of yarn, and a plastic container to wrap your yarn around. Let's start with the first color. The first color will be held on with your helper thumb like this. Then while you're holding your container, wrap and loop around the outside your first color of yarn about 15 times. If you'd like to go a few more than 15, that just means you'll have a little bit bigger tassel instead of something that's a little bit smaller. Once you have about 15 loops around the outside, you're going to stop on the same side that you started with your helper thumb and just trim that little edge. Burp. After that part is done, you are done with the first color. Simply use your thumbs and slide that loop of yarn right off your plastic bin. If you have a few tails, you can just continue wrapping them around up at the top. Then take a Sharpie to hold your place and lay it down like the letter T. After it's laid like a T, we're going to just connect a few loops to make our tassel stay together. This is where we like to use the second color. So you'll measure from fingertip to elbows, not a very long piece. Maybe you can go fingertip to shoulder if you need to go a little bit longer. And the first step is this. Slide your yarn next to your Sharpie. Then make your yarn in the middle. Take your tails, loop like an X. Take that tail, find the inside, and pull tight. That's the first one. Now to make a knot stay, we like to do that a few times, so it happens again. Make an X, tuck in your tail, and pull tight. We'll come back to this part too in order to finish our little tassel ornament. But let's make the second part. You'll find a second piece of the same color you were just using and cut it from fingertip to elbow or fingertips to shoulders. Now, lay that piece to the side and we're going to take this part of our body of our tassel and lay it over the top. This is kind of like the top of the head. We're going to make a little head of our tassel, and then this part that I like to call the neck. For the neck, we're going to do the same thing we just did, but do it in the air. So tie with an X, loop on the inside, and pull tight. Again, tie with an X, loop on the inside, and pull tight. Now, if you'd like to make this part of your tassel a little bit wider, then just wrap it around a few more times. Wrap, 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 so that it's got a little bit more oomph to it than just one time around. See how these are a little bit wider? I'm going to go the opposite way and wrap, wrap, wrap this guy up, and then I'll practice that tying knot one more time. Make an X, tuck my tail in, and pull tight. When you've done your knot, you can trim your tails or leave them. Maybe turn them into a bow if you want to get extra fancy pants. And then you're almost done. Once you have the top connected and the little neck, the last part is to make a hook and to cut the bottoms. To make the hook, the top knot works like this. Wrap it around your finger like a cursive E. Then take your tails, tuck them into the E, and pull tight. Kind of looks like a pretzel for a second. Pull tight. Then you may cut your tails if you don't want them very long. And the last part is to give your tassel a little haircut. There are all these loops at the bottom. You'll need to just cut those loops in one swift cut. If it needs a little haircut, like you've got some crazy little pieces, then just trim those off at the end. And you, my friend, have made a tassel.